Hello everyone, it's Saturday live on Instagram with Iulia, and as you know we have a guest every Saturday, and this Saturday I thought I will invite my friend and stuntman like a superhero, Daniel Cicero, who is supposed to be here with us. I'm gonna check, let me see first who is there with us tonight, this evening. Shashriya, Ravi, Akshay Power. Let me see who is requesting to be live with us. I hope Daniel is there. Let me check. Daniel, I think I've seen him. Okay. Let me see. Okay, I've seen him. I'm going to live. Waiting for Daniel. Good morning.
Good morning. Just woke up.
We have to say that day is actually late right now, and that means it's 7:30 in the morning there, right?
Yes, exactly 7:32. So yeah, I just took a shower to wake me up.
Like super.
No.
Okay, trying to shoot this. Let me see if it works. Yeah. Okay. Give me a second.
People ask question, where are you at this time? I'm in Los Angeles.
You're in Los Angeles. Yes. Okay. Let me fix this. 1 second. Give me 1 second.
What do you want to fix? My face? You can't. It's
Now, your face
I can
doesn't-
shave.
Hello, Daniel. How are you? Good morning again.
Hi. Good morning. Good morning to you and everyone.
Thank you so much for accepting my invitation to come live with us.
Thanks for having me. It's a
I
pleasure.
was telling them earlier that you are Salman. You are, those kind of a superheroes that we see in all these Hollywood movies. They jump, they fight, they jump from the car, they jump from the cliff and all. Guys, he's one of those guys. Where give me some other, The Rock and all the other big guys, right? That you see on TV and on the Hollywood
Yeah.
movies. So
Yeah.
they someone who does all this stunt, like risky stuff for them. And Daniel is one of them. Daniel does a lot of risky stuff, and he's really enjoying it. He's a stuntman. He's an action coordinator, and I might say that I worked with him in London. Like that, I met him while we were working for Jack Stell's Dead, Ali's movie, and it was a beautiful experience. So from Daniel, I've learned first of all, everything is possible. You can't say, "Oh, I can't." Everything is possible. And now I'm going to let you talk as well, Daniel.
That's good. Well, everything is possible when you're passionate about something or a project, or you're an actor and you want to achieve a certain, a goal, and you want to, like, let's say, Miss Julia beating 5 men into that scene. So I know when you came, you felt you were challenged, and I understood, and you understood also the what it implies, the training you needed to go through to get to look good, and I know you're a very perfectionist.
Not ready for it, because I felt like you have to train for a long time, you have to be a pro, and I was fighting with professionals, I was fighting with champions, all those people who were in the movie, they were like super good in their job, they were champions, they were like fighting professionally and all, and again,
No, that's right.
When I reached first when I training, I was like, okay, this guy has trained like a lot of big stars from Hollywood. He has done like a lot of stunts, in all these big Hollywood movies, and he will see me who hasn't done anything in this field in action, and I was like so underconfident. But then when I met you, and you're like so warm, so kind, so actually you encouraged me so much, and you give me that kind of a confidence that I can do it, and that credit goes to you. Honestly, I'm telling you.
Well, I guess we both did our work well then, you know, because you did a fantastic scene over there, and I remember I was very impressed actually. The devotion, you know, it's not just to do the move once really good; it's to do it 10 times, because in the movie you have takes, you know, so you have to be 100% every time, you know, giving your best, and then you know that's what you did, and I was very impressed for that. Not just because you could do
But
once, but you could do it over and over and over. What's that?
I said you work hard with me. That's why.
Oh yeah, I mean it's you know it's and the result was there. You know, everything takes work. You know, to achieve you know a goal and to achieve it well. You know, everything takes work. You know, and devotion, passion. You know, turn the fear into adrenaline. You know, as well. You know, once you're set and you're ready to take action, you know that ball that you have in your stomach just before it starts turning into you know into rage, not rage in a negative way, but rage in a positive way. Rage,
Yeah,
I'm gonna kick some ass.
that's true. I remember my whole body was hurting so badly. Like every single muscle of my body was hurting.
The next day, yeah.
Yeah, I remember every single morning when I was waking up, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go and train. You know, I had that kind of a challenge, and I had that purpose, and that gave me so much of joy and that sense of like having such a strong purpose. And I was enjoying all my trainings with you. I really enjoyed them. You you made them like so pleasant and so much challenging and in a nice way, you know, to give your best, to achieve, to push your limits. It's about
Well,
that.
thank you, thank
Seriously.
you. Pleasure to
So,
work with you.
training with Daniel. Yeah, some of my friends already asked me, and they wanted to train with you. You know very well, and yeah, it's for your mind. It's such a good training, and such a you know. I thought, especially now, we're still in lockdown, but in how's the situation there in LA?
As far as what COVID-19.
Yes.
Shops opened a couple days ago, I think. Now, people start to go out more, you know, with no mask. Now we see people with less mask on, even though it's still mandatory for shops. If you go inside the store or anything, you're gonna have to wear the mask. But outside, you see people more with no mask on, and I don't know if it's a good idea, but as long as they keep the distance toward each other, you know, I think it's a good sign. It means you know life is taking place again. You know, in Los Angeles area at least.
Are
I
you
don't
wearing
know about you. How is it over there? What's up?
Are you wearing a mask? Please tell me you do.
Not at all.
Ah,
I
you're
still wear it as we talk, right? So I
yeah.
don't give you anything from home.
Oh, like you like the danger, the fear, that kind of a adrenaline and all. But I know in this situation you are very proper and you respect because you care about your health, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I don't wear a mask, if I go for a run or anything, I just make sure that I keep distance with people. You know, just you know, as a respectful gesture. You know, making sure they feel comfortable and I feel comfortable and everybody feel comfortable. It's a little bit like training people. You know, the idea of you know training someone and make it look at his best is making that person comfortable and making that person that he can do it. So by making her comfortable, you open up a way of hers, you know, like more, she's more comfortable, so she will be able to be less stressed, be able to be, and when you be less stressed, you'll be able to, you know, to do more in a way that, you know, when you're stressed, you're stiff, you know, when you're relaxed, you're loose, you know, and that's where you want to be. I don't want to come to an actor or an actress and have her stiff. So if my behavior make her stiff, then I don't do my job properly. You
I
know.
don't think you ever managed to do that because everyone feels so relaxed and so good around you. I've seen you training some other people as well, not only me. So you have this gift. This is real gift for training, you know, to make someone feel confident, to feel comfortable. That was the reason for us becoming friends because I felt so comfortable and so well around you
Yeah.
that you know we bonded so well. And have a very crazy group of people who are doing all this stunts, and you do how you call that when we went for that cliff rappelling.
Repelling, yeah, yeah.
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 So yeah, that
That's a great proof of you are you're very good. You know, when you're facing a cliff, you know, in your life, or when you're facing fear, it's like, will you take that leap? You know, will you go down? And you did. So not everybody does, you know, but when you do, it kind of opens up a new door in your mind where, oh, I thought I never could do it, and then I did it, and now I want more. I wanna, you know, invest more in my mind. What else can I do? You know, so it's really psychology.
it's like all those games, you know, you went through that level, you won, so you want to go to the next level, right? But I remember
Exactly.
experience was, I told you at that time, I haven't faced that type of fear in like many years, and I've seen myself up there on the cliff, and it was so high, and I just had to go parallel to the ground down. It's like, no way I'm gonna do that. You know, it
Well,
was
you
like,
did.
yeah, either though I like jumped with the I've done skydiving or bungee jumping, or but I haven't faced that kind of a fear in the longest time. And thanks to you, I've done it again, and yeah, it felt so good when I reached down, and we've done it again. We repeated it. It was good.
Yes, good. Next time we'll do something even more crazy. I don't know. I'll think about it.
I can't wait, but you know what? I want so because we're talking about fear. One one good advice for everyone who face fear, because especially now in this period of time, we are all surrounded by fear, right? Because of this COVID, because of many other anxiety, because of our future and all. So there is one advice that you can give to everyone who feels that fear.
To deal with fear, you can't go against fear. The more you go against the fear, you'll feel it. So first is accepting the fear. You know, it's okay. It's an emotion. It's you know, you're human. You know, it's fear as far as like, you know, love. You know, if you know want to know love, you gotta know fear. So you know the, you know, the how do you call it, the perspective of it. So fear is good, but it's how you deal with it, how you utilize it, how do you understand fear, you know, and then you utilize it, you know. As I say, fear could you utilize and turn into adrenaline. um, you know, fear is a, what is fear? Fear is a survival instinct that your body or your mind tells you don't do it, otherwise you might lose your body, you might die. You know, don't do this, don't do that, because there is, yeah,
That
there could be repercussion from it, you know. Yes. So yeah, so it's normal to fear that. That means your minds work well. That means, you know, your instincts are good. It's how you deal with it, you know. And after that, you know, how do you think of fear in your, you know, in your head? How you think of life? How do you think of death? How do you think of all those things? You know, why do you do what you do? Why are you gonna do that? You know, is it to prove to yourself, or is it an exercise, or is it, you know, all the purpose of why you do what you do? You know, so a bunch of things is together. You know, for COVID, for people who are afraid for COVID, is like, you know, I mean, people die. You know, I have my own mind about it. But it's, you know, the best is, you know, is to respect others, to stay home, to, or to, if you go out, just protect yourself as a respectful gesture for others. But you don't need to fear. You know, fear when it happens, and then turn it into adrenaline. Let's say, you know, don't fear before anything's happened. You know, fear when you stand on the edge of the cliff. Don't fear before you get to the edge. You know what I mean?
point, and that point, you'll take the decision what to do, to go back,
Exactly.
take the
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. It's a It's a funny story that I have about fear. Is I was in the army, and I was it was my first jumping out of the plane, right? And you know, I didn't know what to expect. So, you know, we have everybody in lines and ready to go off the plane and go, 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 go. So I see, you know, the door, and we're attached, and I'm jumping. I didn't know what to expect, so I didn't have fear. The second jump, I had more fear than the first one because I knew what to expect, you know. So when you don't know what to expect, you just react to it, you know, which is the best place to be. But when you anticipate, you know, your mind is playing with you, then fear comes, and then it becomes a struggle. But yeah, what's up?
I want to ask you
I
one
think you
thing.
froze.
Uh, when you decided, oh, I'm frozen. Am I back? Can you can you see
Yeah,
me?
you kind of, your connection is not the best, you know.
Yeah, I know.
It's okay.
I'm fixing this, unfortunately here. Last week we've done a live interaction with Anil that you know very well now, and
I talked to him yesterday. I went
yeah,
to his house. A lovely, lovely man. Really wise, and you know, and that's what I do. You know, I try to surround myself with people like this. You know, to learn a lot, to, you know, to aspire, so I can pass it on as well. You know, having people like this on this planet, it's hopeful always. You know, to so all the guys in my team, in my, you know, my stunt teams and all that, they are, you know, they're fantastic actors or stuntmen, and good people, good human being, you know, first. It's very
I,
important.
I've seen that last. Actually, I posted on my story, Insta story. The
Mhm.
last time that was crazy, like
What's that?
jumping from the car.
Oh, yes, yes. We did this
Yeah,
recently.
so many other sons of yours, like jumping from a cliff. And I remember when we went, okay, so I have to tell you guys, for training and for cardio, Danielle decided to take me out of the park, Griffith Park, right? So we had to climb for some time, right? How long was that? I don't remember exactly, because it looked like eternity the first time.
But when it goes higher, it looks longer, right?
Exactly, yeah.
I think, I mean, it was not a lot. It was like 40 minutes walking up, but it's, yeah.
It's quite heavy. It's quite difficult. And I remember he was showing me a place from where he actually jumped from that hill. You went, can you please explain what exactly you've done? And you know,
Tumbling. Tumbling is, you know, when you jump from a place and you go very steep and you roll down. You can't stop naturally, so you learn how to roll yourself without breaking an arm or a wrist or an ankle. You know, and you know, hopefully you stop before it keeps going. You find a place to really stop. You don't want to, you know, when you're a stuntman, you don't want to do. You don't want to slope in a way that you can stop yourself. Then it looks fake. You know, you want to do it in a, you know, where you can't stop it. So you have to find that slope first, and then you have to do it. You have to pad yourself. It's very important. You know, shoulder pad, chest pad, ribs. You know, hip pads, knees, elbows. You know, you have to be padded. You know, for a stuntman, because being a stuntman, you know, is it depends a lot on your body. So if you injure your body, if you injure it, then you can't work for the next day because you're too injured to it. So stuntman is not just trying to jump off and hurt yourself and, you know, and all that. It's actually do the work properly and safely so you can work the next day, you know. So you make sure you padded, you know, your shoulders, your elbows, your chest, your every bone that you think you're gonna hit, you have to cover it, and so you don't injure yourself as much as you can. What's that?
I said, what about your head?
The head you can't, obviously. So you have to tuck it in when you roll. Well, it's like being aware. You know, have it. The more you do it, the more you become aware of your body position through motion. You know, so that's why a stuntman, you know, or an athlete, you know, it's like athletes. They need to train. They need to train every day so they're always in shape. You know, if you have to, again, you have to redo the take 10 times. You have to be able to do that. So they train for the move, or for cardio, or for being in shape. They train every day, or as much as they can. What's up?
How much you train every day? I have so many questions while you're talking. I feel like questioning.
It's good. Question is good. How much I train every day? Right now, because of all of this, not as much as I want to. I do train once every 2 days. We have those video call. I do video call and train people on FaceTime, and so those are good. Those are fun to do. And when I train them, I train myself as well. What's that?
I can train with you online?
Yes. Yes.
Hey, so till now, so we can.
Yeah, we can do fitness, or yeah, we can
Awesome.
train.
So for those people who are interested to train you, they message on Instagram or
Yes.
DM things,
Yes.
and you'll have a great training for sure.
Yeah, it's fun. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna train Anil next week too.
Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna do whether FaceTime, or I'll swing by his place, and then we'll go training because he lives close to the parks, so it's
lovely.
good. But yeah, that's what we do right now. And then I train also. I started to run again. And I usually love jump roping. So jump rope is really good for my cardio, and I run with the jump rope. So this is a double super good training for me. Yeah.
So I had some other questions, right? Because how many times have you reached hospital because of your stunts?
Once, and it wasn't yes, it was for my wrist. It's not a broken wrist. It was a. It's actually from the car. The car hit. You remember the car hit?
Yeah.
So when I did it, I had a gun, and then the car comes, and it was probably 20 miles an hour, and
Okay.
Pat Millen was driving. Pat, who you know, and I roll into it. The only thing is my wrist hit the car first. So with the force coming in, my wrist bent, a little bit. I didn't feel it with the adrenaline, roll over, broke the windshield and all that. It looks great. But then an hour after the stunt, I started to feel pain on my wrist. And then it got worse and worse and worse to a point where I was like, did I break it? And then to a point where it was really, really painful. So I went to the hospital and really quick and double checked on it. It was just a sprain. And, after a couple of days, I felt better. So that's the only time. I know.
Not possible. So how many years of career you have?
What's that?
How many years of career you have already?
It's hard to say because my first stunt job was in 2003 in Seattle. I used to live in Seattle before California, before Los Angeles, and
right?
What's that?
Where your mom lives? Because I remember I met your mom. She came for the concert.
Yes, I brought her in America. I gave her a green card, because I became American citizen in 2010, and in 2012, I told my mom to come because she was in France and she wasn't doing a lot of things. She just broke up, and I was like, why don't you come to America? I'm an American citizen that can give you a green card, because you're my mother. And so she came, she stayed with me for a little bit, and she went on her own. So it's hard for.
First, when you told mom, people are telling, certain boys are coming, Mom, I'm going to become a doctor. Mom, I'm going to become a. And you went to mom and said, Mom, I want to be a stuntman. But your mom, for a mother, it's so painful.
If my mother had something to say, she knew the fight was already lost because I'm very stubborn. So, so, so anything, anything I wanted to do, I always did it, and it's good. And maybe sometime it got me some experience. Maybe I didn't want to, but I don't want to live with regret. So it's like everything that I have in mind, I want to do, I do it.
Okay. So
Because what's that?
she was okay with it.
She had to be. She had to be. Well, I mean, she always say, be careful, take care of yourself, but she's always confident. So she's not, a mother that she doesn't want to share a fear and make me afraid, or anything like that. She's very confident. She's like, go for it, have fun. I know it's your passion. So she's very supportive. So I'm very lucky to have a mom like her. Yeah, yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
remember?
very good support from my family, from my friends. It's really important to have people like this around you. Good group of people that helps you to achieve whatever you want and trust you that you're gonna do it.
When was that moment when you decided I want to be a stuntman? Because we all, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
We all see all these superheroes in the movies, and we wish like we desire to be like them and become one of them. But no one really takes it seriously. You really took it seriously. Like, what was the moment what made you take this decision, becoming a stuntman?
When I tried it, I didn't know what to expect, and I just discovered a passion. It's like I think people, if they try and then they stop after a while, it means that there wasn't the passion in it, or they wanted to do the experience and they did it, and I was like, well, finally I saw how it was, and it's not too much my cup of tea. So it's okay, it's just, and sometimes you experience it to realize this is not what you want. You think it is, but once you do it, you actually realize it's not, because as you do it, your body tells you, emotion, everything, your mind could tell you one thing, oh, this is it, this is great, and then it kind of picture you in it and doing that job forever. But then once you do it, you realize, actually, or you realize, wow, it's exactly what I wanted to, and I want to do that, the rest of my life. So it has to be the passion. The passion is very important. The passion drives you, especially in this industry, as an actor or stuntman or anything like that. If you don't have the passion, because it's going to be hard, right? But the passion is pushing you always forward. You can't live without that, what you do. You can't live. You can't imagine yourself doing other things. It's very important to have that. And because it will keep driving you and driving you. And the mind is a powerful thing. Once you set your mind into do something, you take all of the steps necessary to achieve that goal.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
So can you tell us what was the most exciting experience for you as a stuntman?
It's always the first time. So the first job I had, I remember. So I used to train with Bruce Lee's friend in Seattle. His name is Taki Kimura. And Taki Kimura used to be Bruce Lee's best friend and best man when he got married. And I met Taki at Bruce Lee's grave because, Bruce Lee is buried. Bruce Lee, the martial artist. So I met Taki at Bruce Lee's grave because Bruce Lee was buried in Seattle. And a wonderful man. And he came at this time, I couldn't speak a word of English. And he's like, who are you? And we talked to each other. And I told him I came from France. And he was happy. He was like, oh, you came to see my friend, from France. That's great. And I was like, your friend? You mean Bruce Lee was your friend? And he's like, yeah. And then, obviously, if you go do some research online, you'll see he was his sparring partner, Bruce Lee's sparring partner in every video he has. Yeah. So Taki Kimura is a wonderful, not just a good martial artist, a wonderful man, and he had that good relationship and friendship with Bruce Lee. So anyway, he told me to come to his club and to his dojo and practice martial art, become a student. and that was a great honor for me. You know, I did it for 14 years. I became instructor, and so my instructor at the school, and it was wonderful to be there around people. And so when I first came to his school, I met this gentleman named Mike Hilo, and he was a stuntman. And he's the one who introduced me to the stunt world. It was in 2003. I remember he's like, "Hey, I need your skill for a Microsoft commercial, you know, or like a short film, industrial film." I was like, "Great, yeah, I'll be fun." You know, I never tried, and you know, America, it's all about movies and all that. It'll be a good experience. So I arrived in Microsoft. I remember. I arrived there, and I see Mike. Mike is telling me what to do. So you're gonna run into the hallway. You gotta make a right, and on that right, there's people talking to each other. And then once who's gonna raise up his arm as you pass in front of him, he doesn't see you coming. You gotta get the arm on your face. You gotta do a backflip, and you're gonna fall down.
Okay.
I was like, okay,
okay,
let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I could do it, you know, like when you do the stunt work, the people knows that you can do the stunt. Otherwise they wouldn't, you know, send you to butchery, you know. So anyway, so he said, so you're going to start here, and then Bill Gates going to come, he's going to run after you, and then you're going to make it. I was like, who?
You're talking about the same Bill Gates, right?
Exactly. I was like, it's not Bill Gates. Bill Gates going to come and run after me? What? And then he's like, yeah, it's like, oh, no, it's a double, right? They're like someone who looks like it. He's like, no. And then sure enough, Bill Gates comes, and it's like, what? And then, you know, that was my first job. I was with Bill Gates. And so the idea was, you know, he was running after me, and he was a tough guy in the show, which was funny.
Yeah.
And he was spying on his employees and being like the big bully, you know. So that was a funny show. But that was my first job. And after that, I told him, oh, that was fun, you know, let me know for the next shoot. And so from there, I did some commercial work and up to started to do movies as well. So so in Seattle, I didn't do it as much as when I came to Los Angeles 5 years ago. And that's where I really started to do just this, because in Seattle, there's not a lot of movies. So it's more like a hobby over there, you know? And the last year of me staying in Seattle, in 2014, I did a movie called Beta Test, and they hired me as a fight choreographer.
Okay.
And we did one of the longest fight scene ever recorded in movie history, actually. We did a 6-minute and 6-second fight scene with, you know, no cuts. So, and people had to be punching and had to land right, and people go through the window. So everything had to be perfect in 6 minutes. And so it was very challenging, you know, to train people, to be with people, martial artists, some were stunts. So all of this was a good experience, and it motivated me to do this, you know. That's why I came to America, to Los Angeles right after that. So.
There was any moment when you felt like super nervous going on the set, knowing that you'll work with a big name, or you have to, you know, do the stunt for that person?
I mean, it made me only take it more seriously. You know, when there's big names attached to projects, it takes it more seriously. It's like, wow, there's, you know, this big actor in it. I better not mess up. Or, you know, but, you know, I mean, people are people at the end, you know, they just, some are better than other at what they do, or they have more, you know, a presence in camera. You know, that's why they become famous, you know. A lot of people in this world, they do the job because they want to be famous, but it doesn't make sense, because the fame, what is fame? Fame is a recognition of people for your work, you know. So if you concentrate on your work, fame will come naturally, you know, if you do it well, if that's your passion. But if you concentrate on fame, you know, what about your work? You know, you concentrate more on your work and people will follow, you know.
True.
So,
very true.
So, but if you all concentrate on fame, that means there's a little bit of vain in it, a little bit of, you know, involved, you know. So I'm not saying it's bad. It's just, you know, it's distracting from your work, you know.
Yeah, that's very true. But how distracting was for you to work in Mission Impossible, for example? Because you work in big movies, big Hollywood movies.
Yes.
Impossible is one of them. Then is Dunkirk. Then is there are some other titles, big Hollywood movies. Uh, to work with Tom Cruise and with Mission Impossible team.
Sorry, what was the question?
Now, how was it for you to work
Yes.
with Mission Impossible and to work with Tom Cruise and
Oh, it was fantastic. Yes. Yeah, yes. I was in France actually for Mission Impossible. The last one is called Mission Impossible Fallout.
yeah?
We worked on it for like a month and a half or 2 months, um, and it was a great experience. I mean, we were closing down big streets of Paris. Like we were closing down the Arc of Triumph. All the it's like a roundabout with all the streets meeting, right? And we
Yes.
were just us. It felt like a zombie apocalypse, like a COVID-19 before it happens, because nobody was on the street around us.
Experienced that before, so you experienced it before that in a movie, right? Shooting.
Yeah, exactly. So I had a picture of me doing the home cross with nobody around the Arc of Triumph, which usually is packed of people. So it felt it felt great. So just working on the project like this was phenomenal. I Tom Cruise is a great regarding no, I mean regarding less his back, his excuse me, what's his religious belief, and this is I don't mind about this, but I saw him working, and he's really, really, really good. He's very devoted, very passionate. Working with him, and he does his own stunt too.
Oh,
Because
stunts were done by him.
yeah. So what happens is a stuntman will do his stunt to try if the mechanism work, if the whole choreography works, and then he's gonna do it himself too. Once we tested it for him, he will do it. But he does his own stunt, so that's. But it's been tested before to make sure everything works. If you look at, I think it's Mission Impossible fifth, when you actually hold on to the plane and take off with the plane when
Yeah.
he's holding on to it. So someone else, another stuntman, actually a stunt coordinator, had to do it himself first to make sure everything was right and that was possible. So if the stuntman died or fell, that means it's not possible. So they use, stunt people sometimes
Yeah.
as a guinea pig.
Just the work, and
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they.
finally someone give you that kind of a recognition. And I'm talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Brad Pitt even got an Oscar for that. So it was a lot about a stuntman life. So I think that's
Yeah.
good for for people from your field, right?
Yeah, not in details, but I always wanted to do a shoot because I do shooting. I shoot action shorts as well,
Yeah.
or we were planning to do actually a feature film about a stuntman. So talking more about details about this, because in this movie, in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, excuse me, they don't talk about too much detail about his life, what he does. It's just a summary of who he is, and all that, which is good too. It's just I want to be more into the stunt world, into a movie like this, talking about more about padding, about fear before you start, about like within the action, and I didn't see any of this.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
But it was fun too. It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino always gets crazy with violence, and I love it. Because he doesn't put any limits to it. It might not be appreciated by everybody. That find it too violent, which I understand. But for the art of it, it's he takes it to the next level.
What before we close, because I'm afraid that this connection will end up. I think there is 1 hour or something, and then because last time when I had the interaction with Anil, it just threw it out of the Instagram. I didn't have the chance to say hello, thank you. But, so I don't want the same thing to happen to us today.
Oh, sure.
Before that happens, can you tell me, is there a stunt that you are super proud of, and that was like, I don't know, maybe the most dangerous stunt that you've done in your life?
Yeah. I mean, there's some. All of them are dangerous in some ways, more or less. But I think this one was more like because it was two people. So we were like fighting into a platform, and there was water. There was 65 feet height into the water, and that's how actually I met Pat Millen, because he was the other guy.
Oh,
And
okay.
we had a fight, so we had a fight, you know, and then I had to tackle him, and we go off the cliff all the way 65 into the water, 65 foot into the water, head first, right? So it's a long fall for falling in your head in the water, right? It's a long high, but
Of course.
it was, yeah, the images are amazing, you know.
I think you have
Doing
that.
And you know, all of the stuntmen have their it's called a reel, a stunt reel, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna show it to you really quick. A stunt reel. So it's a compilation of all of my work,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and yeah,
I put
movies or training or anything like this. So let's check it out here. 3, 2, 1, and go. So you'll see that cliff jump. Here it is, all the way down. Bam.
okay, so this is what. Okay, the
You see those cliffs?
part, right, that I was talking about earlier. Rolling.
Yes. Film, zombie. Tom Cruise, here it is. Mission Impossible, Dunkirk.
A lot of risky build. Work.
All of this is stunts. Fire, water,
Is it cute?
falls, fight. That was me fighting the actor.
You're fat
Yeah. So anyway,
there.
that's what a stunt reel looks like.
I'm sure you're very proud of your work because
Yes, to still be alive. Yes, I'm very. But yeah, it's very and we've done much more to it now. But I'm very proud that not only that I could do all of this, but that I've been meeting incredible people throughout the journey, and that we push each other always to do more and to create more. So that's very important.
there was any moment you thought, I don't think I can do this stunt.
No. If there is, I would, you know, and they would understand, you know. That's the other thing is they hire, you know, a production, a movie or anything. They hire you because they know you can do it, you know. So it's like they will call you and they'll say, "Oh, by the way, can you jump off the 10th floor into a mat or into an air mat or into?" So and then you say, "No, I've never done that, so probably not." You know, you have to be honest, because
Yeah.
if you do it and then you injure yourself or you hurt yourself, then it's the people who hire you that looks bad, and they will never hire you again. So you always have to be honest with your abilities and what you can do and what you can't do.
Okay, thank you so much. It was wonderful to talk to you and to find out more about your risky job, how it is to be a stuntman, how it is to be a stunt coordinator, and how it is to work in all Hollywood movies, and how to overcome your fear. I think that's the most important thing, and how to push your so that you can grow and you can become better and better every day. This is what I've learned from you for sure.
Yeah.
Great you, and it was a wonderful experience, and I'm very happy that we had the chance to work together. And I posted even on my story. I posted even on my story the fight that we recorded. We shot in the day. It was like in 2 minutes while I was waiting for my cab from my Uber to come. We decided that okay, let's just do this, and it happens that because
Yeah.
taught me.
I still I,
Yeah,
I still have it somewhere. I
I
think it's
posted. I posted on my story so people can. Yeah, I posted your show reel as well, and yeah, learn more and more and more from people like you who have no fear and who wants to achieve more in life.
yes, yes.
Thank you
It's
so
not
much.
no fear, right? It's not people have no fear. People have fear, but they can deal with it, in a productive way.
True.
It's okay. Fear is okay.
Yeah, fear is okay. Accept it and just have the right attitude towards it. Right.
Exactly. Exactly. And
Thank you
you do.
and
And
have a
you do.
yes. I will. I will. Have a lovely day because you have a whole day. It's morning there. It's still morning, and I know you're gonna go for horse riding, right?
Horse riding, yeah, stunt horse riding. It'll be fun to see friends that I haven't seen for a while. So, and I'm bringing a group of people with me. It's gonna be a fun day. One of
Lovely.
those days.
To them and have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for sharing
Thank
your
you.
experience and best of luck in your career.
Thank you. Same to you. You do well.
Thank you. Bye.
Certainly, yes. Bye, everybody. See ya. Bye, Iulia.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I forgot to. Everyone was asking for something. Just like,
Oh,
can you show
yeah.
us a live stunt?
Huh?
A
Live
live,
son? You want me to break what's it? My dining room?
according to that space that you are in right.
What do you want me to do? Like a handstand in my chair?
So like,
I don't know. You want me to do a stance? I don't know. Let's see. So my chair, I'll do a stunt.
don't break the don't break the chair. Wish we have like an angle from far so we can. But
I
that's
don't think it's here.
there. Yeah. Thank you.
Anyway, yeah, but stunt is not acrobacy. It's also falling. It's a lot of fall. So.
Okay, so it's about the way you fall, right? And how you get up after you fall. It's about that.
Exactly. It's how many times you can do it, without hurting yourself.
Correct. Correct. Okay, thank you so much, Daniel. God bless you.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
You too.
Thank you. Bye. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, guys. So that was Daniel Cicero. He's a stuntman. He has worked in big Hollywood movies as a stuntman, as a stunt coordinator, stunt choreographer, and I've trained with him, and I had very good experience. I've learned about how to push my limits, my physical limits, and my mental limits as well. And I know that we'll have to end up this live very very soon. I want to see who else is there with us, and thank you very much for being every Saturday with me live on Instagram. I have some other surprises for you. I have guest specialist, and I'm sure the info that we'll share here will help you. I received many messages that you really enjoy this, and that it's for good help actually. So let me see who is here. Vias, King, Sudeep. Thank you guys very much. I've seen there were many questions in between, and unfortunately I couldn't answer because I was in this discussion with Daniel, but I'm going to take all your questions, and maybe in a different session, in another session, Insta Live, we're going to answer to your questions. And yeah, I see UK is with us, India, of course, Romania is there as well. Thank you so much, guys, for your support. Thank you for being here this Saturday. And next Saturday, we'll have a different guest with a different topic, of course, especially for you. Stay safe. Stay in the house. The lockdown is not over, but our faith has to be there. Our patience has to be there. And you, as you heard from Daniel, the perspective is so important. The perspective towards fear and that fear of unknown, it's only up to us, only up to our perspective and our attitude towards it. So stay safe and stay in the house. A lot of love to you. Bye bye. See you next Saturday live.